Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Factorio, and we have cleaned up King's Landing, as I mentioned in the last episode. I have a train station there with a bunch of, just a train car sitting there with a bunch of junk in it. Probably not the best place for it. It's still there, hours later, in my current play style, but hey, what are you gonna do? I noticed that there's no radar at the science station, so I dropped one just to make sure everything's cool down there and no biters have encroached on my space, and they haven't, so that makes me happy. I'm emptying my personal inventory into these two trains just to clear up some space. It's amazing how much junk you pick up in your inventory. I know I've talked about this before, but it's just the way it works. You end up with a bunch of garbage in your inventory. So I'm collecting trains basically full of stuff. That's probably a bad idea. Let's see. Then, more biters. I decide that I want to tackle the coal problem as quickly as possible. I don't ever want to run out of coal, and I decide this is probably way too much coal. But I'm gonna take care of it now, so I never have to worry about coal again. Eventually, we're possibly going to do coal liquefaction or something. For now, I just want to make sure that we never run out. So I go up here and I kill some biters. I probably get a little overzealous with my biter killing, but then we come down here and it's time to set up another train station to collect ideally what's going to be one of the last coal mining stations that I ever have to do, because it is ridiculously large coal mine, and I probably should eventually switch over to at least for the trains, I should switch over to rocket fuel, because trains move faster when they're using rocket fuel. But yep. So we're setting up the train lines. This is really the first look at my new train lines. The station's the same, and all that stuff. But the train lines themselves, and they look a lot the same. And they don't have those splitters. So if you see here, as I go down here, I go into map mode, because in map mode you get more light. So that's nice. But then dropping down these things here, just letting them go. I think I turned off the mod, the whatever it's called, blue build, in order to lay down these lines without my auto thing trying to fix them. So then there's my corner, and then now it's just poison capsules to take these things out. So there they go, and they all died. Sorry about the rumblings in the background. I'm entertaining my cat with other things. So anyway, so we got to run power poles. So hop in the car and let blue build the train tracks while we're going. But I think I've fairly quickly run out of train tracks, so I just run the power poles around here and then around this corner. Yeah, it's dropping all the train signals, but none of the tracks, because I'm out here. So I decided to run the power lines down just so we get them going here. And then there's a rock in the way there that didn't get removed because it wasn't in the way of a rail. It was just in the way of my car, so I decided to remove it manually. So I pick up some more power poles just so I have them, and then we need to run to the train station here. I did have a station there. There's my personal train. I decided to put in my I removed the the switcher there, and I added one of my new switchers, because it needs to be there in order to be able to get to that station from afar. So we head down to the rail station here, and I just pick up a whole bunch of rails. I love having them just sitting there ready to go. It'd be nicer if a train delivered them to me, but you know what? It's good enough for now. We need signals though, so I need to make signal producing factories here. So I run these down. I was probably going to balance the lines, and I'm getting sick of dealing with my balancers, and I don't care enough to make sure I pull out from the right place. Maybe I should balance the lines at the beginning, so I don't need to worry about it after that. It'll always pull from both sides, no matter which side gets pulled from most. Probably a smart idea. Maybe I'll write that down and do it later. But anyway, there's my signals, and then I'm also setting up train stations here so that they go, and then it's time to head back up, I believe. Yeah, so I'm heading back up here now to lay the tracks. I don't think I can manually do it, or I don't think I can automatically do it. I think I can take the train up to here, and then then I get my car, and then I'm gonna take the car up the rest of the way without taking care to not not get hit by a train. I think, oh, I ran out of power. I had no coal on me, so I threw a bunch of wood in the car, just to get it going here. And of course, I got to wait for Blue Build to remove these things. This will be so much easier once I have robots. We're like on the cusp here. I just need to take care of these little dinky things. There's always something that you have to take care of in Factorio before you can actually do what you want to do. That's part of the joy of Factorio is dealing with this long list of things that you need to get done before you get what you want. What I want right now is robots. I don't want to have to pick these things up by hand anymore. I want robots to do it for me. So we got all the train tracks laid though. So now we're gonna get the power out, and we're gonna supply power to the miners here. And I think I picked up more miners. I would assume I did. That would be the smart thing to do. But apparently maybe I didn't. So we're just going to set up one of my stations. Looks like I'm out of belts, as always. I'm out of something. So we're going to have to manually drive back all the way. No, we're just going to drive back to here so that I can get the train, take the train down, get some belts, and then now I can take the train up to the North Coal Station because it's been set up. I think I dropped some raw resources off too, yeah. And if I was smart, I would pick up some coal, but I probably don't. I've probably already forgotten that I need coal by this point. But then did my train just leave? No, it didn't. Another train just picked up. Yeah, it looks like I might have picked up some coal. That was smart of me. But or maybe I picked up something else. I literally don't know. Maybe I dropped off coal. I have no idea what I did. But anyway, let's head up here and I think I need to manually drive up here because I haven't actually set up the correct station for it. Yeah, I haven't. So then I set up my North Coal Station, and that way I can get back up here if I want to. And we need some power, and then we need to get our lines placed here. Looks like I did a really bad job of lining them up. So boom, and get these all going, get the lines set up, and boom, we got coal coming to the station, which is awesome. And I think, oh yeah, I wanted to run it through a balancer first so that we make sure that we get the thing on. I might have to replace that with a bigger balancer later, but not a big deal. We'll figure it out when the time comes. This is a pretty big coal patch, so it's going to be here for a while. So it pays to do it right this time. But I'm not going to fully truck this thing out yet. I don't need that many miners right now, so I'm just going to get a couple lines going. And what am I doing? Already? Yes, yeah, I'm planning ahead. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna eventually want an 8x on here, so I might as well just set it all up now. When that way I can add the new ones really quick. And I'm surprised actually. I didn't realize that I had done 3, but it looks like here's where I ran out of miners. So we're just gonna run with these ones and let the cat meow at me, and there we go. Okay, so heading back to the train here, I want to take it back down south, and I say go to oil processing, and it's like, nope, I don't have a path. And the reason it doesn't have a path is because there's no exchanger here. So we need to set up an exchanger. It needs to be far enough from the station so that a train can wait on there without blocking the station. That looks like it might be a little bit too close to the station, but oh well, what are you going to do? So we head on down here, and boom, we're back at the oil processing station. And what am I setting up here now? Oh, we need more chemical factories. Why do I need chemical factories? I don't actually know. Yeah, I don't know why I needed chemical plants here. Maybe oh, look at the power's out. Oh, that's right. Okay. That's why I don't remember why I needed chemical plants, because right after this, I had to go take care of power. It's really funny, right after setting up this coal plant, that I suddenly need power. So I run up here and I grab all the coal out of the boxes that has loaded up since we got here, and I send it down to King's Landing. Now, I don't know why I need coal, because I've taken care of the supply problem, and the problem is another frickin' deadlock right at King's Landing, which is stopping the coal trains from getting up there. So super annoying. I don't like it, but what are you going to do? It's just the way it works. Is sometimes you have block up. So I dump coal into all the boilers here so that we got power back up full. The trains all left because they have an idle clause, because there's so many coal stations that don't actually need all the coal. Like I had to wait for another train to come down and unload its coal, but we're good now, so it's fine. But so I fixed all the signals down there, and so ideally we won't have another backlog. But knowing me, knowing this series, I will probably have another one. But anyway, I basically fixed it. I basically fixed it with chain signals. That's generally what fixes it. So anyway, so I need to make a liquid bus up here at the oil station. The whole goal, by the way, I don't know if I said it at the beginning, but the whole goal here is batteries. So we need to set up a liquid bus, and I need basically everything on it. I need oil. I need heavy and light oils. I need lube on it eventually. I need sulfur, etc., or sulfuric acid, I should say, on it. And so I'm just kind of setting up the beginnings of it right here. I don't care about those power lines that I laid last time. I'm just going to run my pipes down, make sure the power lines aren't in the way of them as we go, and boom, we've got the three big ones at least now on the bus going down the line. And we're just gonna, everything that requires some sort of liquid is going to be taken care of off to the right there. It's going to be a pretty big thing going as we go. And I also ran water down too, because obviously you need water for a lot of this stuff. Obviously we're going to need a lot more train stations, so I kill a whole bunch of trees and lay a couple more lines here. And the first thing we need to do is we need iron and we need copper. We need both of those things to supply the station. And in order to do that, as I had to do in other stations before, I need to fix my previous stations to be the new ones, because the old stations are too big. They have less capacity and they're too big, which is hilarious. That shows how much I fixed the problem. Yeah, I'm setting up a balancer here. Yeah, just a splitter to split one into three. And yeah, so it I lost my train of thought here, but yeah, so I had to fix the plastic so it had the new station, and then I need to now lay down. I need both iron and copper delivered to the station in order to make batteries, because you at least need iron for sulfur, and I think you also need it for batteries. I don't remember, but you definitely need copper for batteries. So I don't know why I came over to the electric station here, but I didn't actually do anything when I went there, yeah, so I think I'm just making a couple temporary things here to, I don't actually remember. I really don't. I apparently needed something from the train depot too. I really wish I remembered more. Yeah, so I'm setting up, pumps. We need pumps. Yeah, that's right. I never actually set these pumps up. So I'm setting the pumps up. What I'm doing is I'm running a red wire, and what I'm doing is I'm setting the pump so it only pumps to the crackers when we have more than half of the supply, so that we never run out of heavy oil or light oil. In order to, we want to be able to make lube and things like that out of those. We don't want them all to turn into petroleum. That would be bad. It would eliminate some production, which would be bad. I'd rather hold on to some for later use than use it all up and then need it later. So finally, time to start making sulfur. We're freaking 2/3 of the way through this thing, and we finally set this up. And I think I looked these up. For 2 sulfur, we need 1 acid. 2 sulfurs makes 1 acid, which makes 5 batteries. As long as you keep those ratios, I think it's a little bit more on the sulfur and a little bit more on the acid. So we end up with a surplus of sulfur and acid, and we're also making batteries at the fastest speed we possibly can. So that's the way I've set up my my plants and my factories here to generate these things. And as usual, I run out of belts, but I think I had some in my thing there, because I see them in my inventory. I don't remember, honestly, what just happened. But what are we doing here? We had furnaces in that box. I don't know what I'm looking for. But we head back up to the oil station here, and it's time to set up my circuit connections. Yeah, I basically need to get these drop-off stations going. Like I said, there's my steel. Yeah, I'm trying to put the I've got the whatever you call it, the splitter thing. I tried to reverse it, but it wasn't working, and I figured out what it was. I actually had the wrong one. I had the one that goes 1 to 3 instead of the one that goes 3 to 1. So I then go down and I actually take the one that goes 3 to 1, and I use the Foreman mod to reverse it, and it reverses perfectly, so I'll be using that a lot in the future. But yeah, so sulfur and iron together make sulfuric acid, which is nice, and water. So we just get these things together here, just pretty simple. I'm trying to be good with the balancing. I it's dumb. Like all this rigmarole I'm going through just to get these things balanced, and like see they're backwards, so I can't do it this way. So I end up having to reverse it again. I have to do a one more splitter, send these things out, bring this up the middle, and then I can put the sulfur on one side and the iron on the other side, and then mix them together. It's like all that is just, it's dumb. I know it's like good to have, but it's just annoying that I have to do it. It annoys me that I've set it up the way that I have, and I don't know a better way to do it, obviously, because otherwise I would have done it by now. But anyway, so now we have acid on the bus, which is yay. Acid on the bus, that's what we want. I'm not sure how these iron pipes are storing acid, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. You can also smelt steel out of iron without carbon, so I don't know how that works in the game either. But so now we need copper for our batteries. So we empty out the train yard here, set up a copper delivery station. Just copy these things because obviously they worked for iron. They should work for copper as well. Then we get that going. We need this on the bus. So now we've got 3 solids and a whole bunch of liquids on the bus. And we need to send the copper up to here. And for some reason I balanced this one, even though I haven't balanced anything up until this point. And now we got batteries going. So yay, we got batteries. And we finally actually have what we wanted to get done before the end of the episode. And we got 3 whole minutes. However, there's one problem. You notice we haven't had any copper delivered yet. And that's a bit disconcerting. It's like, where's the copper? So I need to check it out. So I'm hopping around here and I'm looking at it. I actually only have 1 copper patch that I'm pulling copper out of, and it's getting a little low. It's in the what do you call it? The green circuit station. I set it up almost on a whim, and then it ended up being my only copper patch, and that thing's depleting quickly. Look at all those iron trains. That's crazy. But I decided to fully tap this this copper thing. Luckily, the miners are being built right in that station, just directly to the south of the copper patch. So it was easy to grab them. I just set up all these miners here, and I decided to set up a pickup station in the train yard, which is just right next to it. To the right here is the train's station, and so I can just set up a station there to pick up the copper, and that'll be at the end of the line, and then we'll be good to go. Surprise, surprise, I run out of belts again. So we head down to the belt thing. I just grab as many belts as I can here. I think I dump off my resources. It'll be so nice when I finally don't have to do that anymore. When I have robots coming and just pulling stuff out of my inventory, it's gonna be game changing. It's gonna be so nice. I'm so sick of not being able to do that. So I just set up the lines here. I set up a copper pickup station. Pretty simple. This is just standard stuff now. It's not even, I don't even think about it anymore. The trick is we gotta get it going as fast as possible though, because otherwise we're never gonna get copper. I set one that splits 4 into 6 because we got 6 inputs. We want as much throughput as we can possibly get, and 4 lines is basically the most you can expect to get out of this tiny little copper patch. Run these things, and we are good to go. We got copper coming in. But that's about it. Let's see. Oh, and I set up the arms with filter inserters, which is important. But now I'm going to have to go up to back up to that coal station, which it also has oil, and we're going to need more oil, obviously, as time goes on. Oh yeah, I finally fixed the arms. You see this? That's actually, yeah, that's where the filter inserters were. I thought I was talking about the train station, but no, I put filter inserters so that the filter inserters go into one space and the regular fast inserters go into another place. That's critically important in this thing. That we actually have the inserters we need all the time. But now I take this train back to this oil station, which is completely not coal anymore, and that's where I'm going to end the episode. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.